Hello and welcome to our monthly real estate market report for the Bay Area. Today we are looking at the month of November. At the end of the video, I will also share with you my thoughts about why it might not be a good time to buy a house right now here in the Bay Area. Let's start with the market update first. Looking at Alameda County for the month of November 2023, we had 675 properties sold compared to 806 for the same time period last year. That 675 is also down when compared to past October. Looking at how fast transactions are going this November, the days on the market was 13 days. This is shorter by 5 days when compared to November of last year and the same as this past October. Finally, the median selling price for Alameda County for the month of November is $1,100,000. In November 2022, that was $1,019,000. This past October, $1,090,000. Looking at Contra Costa County, for the month of November 2023, we had 601 properties sold compared to 758 for the same time period last year. That 601 is also down when compared to October. Looking at how fast transactions are going, this November, the days on the market was 14 days. This is lower by 6 days when compared to November of 2022 and about the same when compared to October of this year. Finally, the median selling price for Contra Costa County for the month of November, $804,000. In November 2022, that was $800,000. And October 2023, it was $775,000. Moving on to Marin County, for the month of November 2023, we had 151 properties sold compared to 175 for the same time period last year. That 151 is also down when compared to the past month of October. Looking at how fast transactions are going, this November, the days on the market was 23 days. This went up by 3 days when compared to November of 2022, but down 4 days when compared to October of this year. Finally, the median selling price for Marin County for the month of November 2023 is $1,485,000. In November of 2022, that was $1,410,000. And in October, $1,450,000. Moving on to San Francisco County, for the month of November 2023, San Francisco had 321 properties sold compared to 392 for the same time period last year. That 321 is also down when compared to the past month of October. Looking at how fast transactions are going, this November, the days on the market was 29 days. This is down by 2 days when compared to November of 2022 and up 9 days when compared to October of this year. Finally, the median selling price for San Francisco County for the month of November 2023 is $1,340,000. In November 2022, that was $1,325,000. In this past October, 1.4. Moving on to the peninsula, for the month of November 2023, San Mateo County had 344,000 properties sold compared to 346 for the same time period last year. That 344 is down when compared to this past month of October. Looking at how fast transactions are going, this November, the days on the market was 14 days. This is down by 6 days when compared to November of 2022 and up 2 days when compared to this past October. Finally, the median selling price for San Mateo County for the month of November 2023 is $1,562,500. In November of last year, that was $1,452,500. This past October, 1.6. Moving on to Silicon Valley, for the month of November 2023, Santa Clara County had 744 properties sold compared to 768 the same time period last year. 744 is also down when compared to this past month of October. Looking at how fast transactions are going this November, the days on the market was 11 days. This is down by 3 days when compared to November of 2022 and up 2 days when compared to October of this year. Finally, the median selling price for Santa Clara County for the month of November 2023 is $1,460,000. In November of 2022, it was $1,350,000. October 2023, 1.549. Moving on to the wine country, for the month of November 2023, Napa had 63 properties sold compared to 86 for the same time period last year. That 63 is down when compared to this past month of October. Looking at how fast transactions are going, this November, the days on the market was 38 days. This is up by 3 days when compared to November of 2022 and up 8 days when compared to October of this year. Finally, the median selling price for Napa County for the month of November 2023 is $810,000. In November of 2022, that was $913,500. In October of 2023, $950,000. Moving on to the other wine country, for the month of November 2023, Sonoma County had 226 properties sold compared to 307 for the same time period last year. That 226 is also down when compared to October. Looking at how fast transactions are going, this November, the days on the market was 39 days. This is up by 6 days when compared to November of last year and up 5 days when compared to October of this year. Finally, the median selling price for Sonoma County for the month of November 2023 is $780,000. In November 2022, it was at $800,000. In this past October, $807,000. Finally, Solano County. For the month of November 2023, Solano County had 220 properties sold compared to 276 for the same time period last year. Looking at how fast transactions are going, this November, the days on the market was 25 days. This is down by 9 days when compared to November of 2022 and down 3 days when compared to October of this year. Finally, the median selling price for Solano County for the month of November 2023 is $559,500. In November of 2022, that was $569,000. And October 2023, $586,950. So that's our Bay Area real estate market report for the month ending November 2023. Basically, transaction numbers are down when compared to a year ago and also from the previous month of October. Days on the market in most of the counties are going down or properties are going pending faster, but it's not crazy fast. Some counties might have gone up a couple of days, but for all intents and purposes, it's practically the same. Prices pretty much are all up except for Santa Clara, Napa, Sonoma, and Solano counties. However, those price declines are not really meaningful, and also I would remind you, the viewer, that these are aggregate numbers. The sales mix could be affecting the sales prices going down. So it could mean that in a lot of cases, true prices are not really going down. If you want to know a specific property, comment below or send me an email. Now, with all that's going on in the Bay Area housing market, the one thing that I have been asked lately is this: should you rent or buy your next home? And this question is pretty much in the minds of literally millions of people around the country, particularly younger generation who currently don't own a home. The sad truth is that right now, at the end of 2023, this might not be a good time to buy a home for a lot of people. The simple fact is that we are burdened with high mortgage rates and home prices that are defying gravity. This perspective of holding off on buying might come as a surprise to you, as some of you that are watching this. In the US, there is a certain stigma when you are a renter. Most of the time, it's because of the notion that a renter is squandering money monthly instead of investing it in one's future. Also, renters are told that you are making your landlord rich by paying the mortgage of their landlord or your landlord. But hang in there. If you're currently renting, don't get FOMO. Reality is that renting right now could be what the doctor ordered before you can own your own home in the future. Hopefully in the near future. You see, if the housing market is acting like a normal or typical market, prices shouldn't be this high right now. This is because of the cost of borrowing. Everywhere you turn, you see mortgage rates up sharply as the feds continue to fight inflation. And there is no denying it. Higher mortgage rates has caused demand to fall drastically, if I may add. And in a normal market, whether it's the stock market or any other commodity or anything that you're selling, prices should have fallen by this time. There are a lot of homeowners right now that is rate locked. But not only that, when homeowners that are thinking of selling their home, they are looking at the markets of 2020, 2021, and the first part of 2022, and they are not willing to budge from those numbers. Instead of going down on price, majority of would-be home sellers decides to either just stay put or rent out their home. That's another significant reason why the number of transactions have gone down and why prices remain stubbornly high. The net effect is double whammy for new home buyers. Prices are much more than they were when mortgage rates were at historical lows. Now, I have to tell you that during the beginning of my real estate career, I hated when I would hear people say that buying a house is an investment. People get so focused on the monthly price fluctuations, and that becomes a hindrance for them moving on or acting on buying. As with anything in life, there are always trade-offs. The reality is that when you have a home, you have an asset that you're paying down the balance every month. You have an asset that is also growing or has been proven to appreciate over time. And here's what a lot of people don't look at properly when they buy a house. If you buy $1 million house and put down 20%, you only have 20% equity in that asset and the lender has 80%. But when it appreciates, you are the only beneficiary of that appreciation. The bank or your lender doesn't get 80%. What other asset class is there you can invest in that allows you to live in it, take tax breaks from it? Let's not even talk about the non-financial benefits of owning a home. Here's the thing. Here in the Bay Area, the reality is that in most places, renting is a more valuable option than buying because of high prices. The barrier to buying a home is staggeringly high. At a median home price of over $1 million, you are looking at least $200,000 for down payment plus other expenses that go with buying a house. Then, with our current mortgage rate environment, you are looking at over $5,000 a month in monthly mortgage payments. If you were to rent, you can probably get a rental for maybe half of that depending on location. So what does this mean? Is it safe to rent and wait for home prices to go down? Sadly, no. If you are able to still afford and buy a house at these levels and you find a place that meets your needs, then you should not hesitate to go ahead and buy. And here's why. Even with so much data showing prices are actually stabilizing or increasing in the Bay Area and most parts of the country, there are still a lot of people who worry that there will be another price crash in the immediate future. In fact, a recent survey from Fannie Mae shows that 23% of consumers think prices will fall over the next 12 months. That's nearly 1 in 4 people that are dealing with that fear. Maybe you're one of them. Now, to help ease your concerns, here's what the experts say will happen with home prices, not just next year, but over the next 5 years. Here's the latest home price expectation survey from Pulsenomics. These projections are from over 100 economists, investment strategists, and housing market analysts. And the results from the latest quarterly release show home prices are expected to go up every year through 2027. And while the projected increase in 2024 isn't as large as 2023, remember home price appreciation is cumulative. In other words, if these experts are correct, after your home value increases by 3.32%, it also increases another 2.17 next year. If you're worried home prices are going to fall, here's the big takeaway. Even though prices vary by local area, experts project they'll continue to increase across the country for years to come at a pace that's more normal for the market. Look, the bottom line is this. While it's still really expensive to buy a house here in the Bay Area, and right now renting is cheaper, if you are lucky enough to find yourself in a situation where you can buy, do it. If you're someone who's worried home prices are going to fall, rest assured a lot of experts say it's just the opposite. Nationally, home prices will continue to climb not just next year, but for years to come. And here in the Bay Area, almost always, our housing market outperforms the broader market. If you have any questions or concerns about what's next for home prices in our local area, let's connect.